ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मेऽस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, in the last class we had just started the third part of Kenopanishad. We have completed the philosophical part in the part 1 and 2. The part 1 and 2 of Kenopanishad, they talked about the nature of Brahman. Brahman means we are talking at the level of supreme reality. Now we have come down to a practical level in the third and fourth chapter, fourth adhyaya or fourth khanda as it is called. It is not a very big chapter, it is a small khanda only. So in this third and fourth parts, we have now come down to the lower level. So in the beginning, the first two parts, I told in the last class, the first two parts are for the Uttamadhikari or the top level student who is capable of receiving that Brahmagyana, whose mind is already trained in this Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, etc., who is already well disciplined in this, all the rigorous self-discipline and then self-restraint, Shama, Dhamma, etc., all these things, all this sampati he is endowed with. And then such a person, he is capable of taking that Brahma Vidya straight away. So we have seen that Uttamadhikari, and what was told in this part 1 and 2 is for that Uttamadhikari. Now we are coming to Mandadhikari, Manda Madhyama, that is a lower level student who is not yet mature enough, who has not yet attained that maturity, that is Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha and all these virtues. He is not equipped with all that. And then for such a man, we are prescribing, we means the Upanishad is prescribing another thing called Sagunopasana. Saguna plus Upasana is Sagunopasana, that is worshipping some God form, worshipping or visualizing some God with some attributes. So the earlier parts, they talked about the God without attributes. God means the Brahman without attributes. We call it Nirguna Brahma. Now we are calling it the Saguna Brahma, that is with attributes. Somebody who is the overlord of this universe, somebody who ensures the victory of the good, and then somebody who ensures defeat for the bad people. Victory for the good means Devas. Victory for the bad means Asuras, that is the demons. So this is this type of structure, rewarding the good, punishing the bad, and then giving the karma phala, all these things, this type of God we are all comfortable with. So we have come to that level in the part 3 and part 4. So when we were reading the introduction, in the last class I told you this general introduction to this, and then we are now going through this introduction. We read this line, Tadeva hi Brahma sarva prakarena prashastru devanamapi paro devaha ishvaranamapi parameshvaraha. I explained here that this Brahma, the word Brahma does not refer to the Supreme Brahman. It refers to the Maya Vachyannam Chaitanyam. Otherwise we cannot accept, because we are talking about Advaita. In routine Purana you may use any word, but then here when we are in an Advaita class, we have to use this word properly. And in the last class I told you that Atma, Soyam Atma, Chatushpat, Virat, then Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and then Brahma. This 4 level, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya, I told in the last class. So that structure we have to keep in mind. So here Brahma means this Maya Vachinnam Chaitanyam Ishvaraha, which is the first level in that this Maya itself is a power which is an appearance in that Brahman. And then this Chaitanya which is associated with Maya is called, Maya Vachinna Chaitanya is called Ishvara. And that is the thing which is responsible for giving karma phala, for all the say the cosmic the maintenance of the cosmos, the so-called creation, the so-called say sustenance, and the so-called dissolution, and all the rules and the norms and all the cosmic rules. So all these things they are governed by that particular Ishvara. So that is what we read here. Prashastru, then Parameshwaraha, Durvigneyaha, Devanam Jaya Hetuhu, Asuranam Parajaya Hetuhu. We read this particular line. So we have to read the next line. So where Shankaracharya is just explaining as to how we can approach this third and fourth parts, how we have to understand it. So one way of understanding it is that it is Brahma Vidya Stuti, that is in order to extol this greatness of Brahma Vidya. Another way is to say that this Brahma Vidya is something so difficult to get, so you have to make all effort and then you have to have all that Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. In addition to, much prior to that, you have to eradicate your ego. This Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva notion has to disappear. So all that thing. So he is giving various say possibilities how this thing has to be understood. So in the last class I told you this part 3 and 4 are to prescribe Shama, Dama, Ahankara, Tyaga as prerequisites. Then this Akhyayika is to praise Brahma Vidya, or to tell that the whole theme of Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva are at the level of Mithya. So this is the purpose of this part 3 and 4. So let us read this Bhashyam. Athava Brahma Vidyayaha Stutaye Katham Brahma Vijnanadhi Ajñādayo Devaha Devanam Shresthatvam Jagmuhu Tatopi Atitaram Indra iti. Okay, Athava, or else. So in the first place he gave one option. That is, what is that option? He said, this is to say that Brahma is existing. The first point he said was, the first point which he saw in the last para was that there are many people who question the very existence of this Supreme Ishvara. So that was denied. That was denied by Shankaracharya, saying that no, there is what is called Parodevaha, then Prashasta, Devana Sarva Prakarena Prashasta, he is the ruler of this whole universe. So that sort of thing you cannot deny. So that is the first point he made. Then here he says, Athava, or else Brahma Vidyayaha Stutaye, in order to extol the significance of Brahma Vidya. Then how Katham Brahma Vijnanadhi, it is only by Brahma Vijnana. Brahma Vijnanat plus he. He means Yasmat. That is because it is due to this Brahma Vidya only, these gods like Agni and others, Ajñādayo Devaha, Devanam Shresthatvam Jagmuhu. That means they attained supremacy or preeminence among the gods. They attained preeminence among the gods. And then Indra, of all the people, he gained greater eminence, greater preeminence. Tatopi Atitaram Indraha. Atitaram means greater. Indra, he became greater. So that is what it says. Athava Durvignyayam Brahma Ityetat Pradarsyate Yena Ajñādayoho Ati Tejasopi Ajñādayaha Ati Tejasopi Kleshenaiva Brahma Viditavantaha Tatha Indraha Devanamapi Ishvaropi san iti. Devanam Ishvaropi san iti. Okay, Athava, or else Durvignyayam Brahma. This Brahma is something which is very difficult to attain. Why? Because our mind is filled with so many vasanas. The mind is full of dirt. All this chitta malam has to be eradicated. All this chitta malam has to be eradicated by various means. Karma yoga is a means. Bhakti, that is religion, bhakti and worship, that is another means. Atma Sanyama yoga is another means. That is Patanjali yoga, that is another means. So all these different means are there. Atma Sanyama yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, all these things are means. So with all those means, you have to prepare yourself, clean the mind, and then put it through that Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, and then attain this thing, realize this thing. So that is why it is Durvignyayam. It is difficult for everybody. It is difficult for every man. durvigneyam brahma ityetat pradarsyate. That is being demonstrated here. Ityetat pradarsyate. It is being shown. It is being illustrated. How? Yena agnyadayah ati tejasopi. So even these gods like Agni Adayah, like Agni, Ati Tejasopi, though these people, they were already powerful, Ati Tejasaha, very, very powerful, very mighty. So even they, Kleshena iva Brahma viditavantaha, with great difficulty they came to know Brahman. Kleshena eva Brahma viditavantaha. And what was the mistake? What was their mistake? Their mistake was their ego. Their kartrutva, their notion of kartrutva, that we are going to see now. Devanam Ishwaropisan, and Indra also, though Indra was the lord of all the gods, he also found it difficult. He had to learn it through the hard way. So that is it. Then Vakshyamana Upanishad Vidhiparam va Sarvam Brahmavidya Vyatirekena Praninam Kartrutva Bhoktrutva कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्वाद्यभिमानः मिथ्या इत्येतद् दर्शनार्थं वा आख्यायिका यथा देवानां जयाद्यभिमानः तद्वद् इति. So Shankaracharya is giving another option, another way of looking at it. Or he says this Upanishad this particular portion of the Upanishad is to prescribe vidhi param. It is going to prescribe. Vidhi means prescribing something. Vidhi is an injunction. There is what is called vidhi and nishedha. Vidhi is an injunction, nishedha is a prohibition. So these two things we commonly come across in the Veda. This Vakshyamana Upanishad, Vakshyamana means that which is going to be told in future tense. Vakshyamana Upanishad, vidhi param. It is going to prescribe you something. What is that? Saguna Upasana. It is going to prescribe you this Saguna Upasana, and also it is going to tell you that what all, except this Brahma Vidya, what all you do is at the level of Mithya only. Except this Brahma Vidya, accepting this Brahma Vidya, all other things are at the level of Mithya only. So that is what he is going to say. Sarvam Brahma Vidya Vyatirekena. Brahma Vidya Vyatirekena means apart from Brahma Vidya, excluding Brahma Vidya, all other things. Praninam kartrutva bhoktrudvad abhimanaha. This abhimana, this notion of abhimana, this notion of I am the karta, I am the bhokta, I am the karta, that notion is called kartrutva. I am the bhokta, I am the enjoyer, I am the experiencer of the fruit of that action. So that notion is called the bhoktrutva. Bhokta means enjoyer, karta is the doer. So the doership and the so-called enjoyership, these words are not there in English, but we are using it. Kartrutva bhoktrutva dhyabhimanaha mithya. Mithya means it is unreal. Mithya, we should understand it as, say, at a transactional level. Mithya, we should not take it as something which is like a flower in the sky, or shashabhishanam. Shashabhishanam means that is the horn of a hare. That is something which is called asat. Mithya is different from asat. Asat is something which is totally non-existent. This mithya is something which is appearing. Mithya is something which appears, not totally non-existent. But after learning a higher reality, this becomes redundant. After realizing a higher reality, this disappears. So that is what is unreal. That is the meaning of mithya. So this mithya, all this abhimana is mithya. It is merely at the transactional level. It is all unreal. Once you know Brahman, it is all unreal. Ityetad darshanartham va. In order to demonstrate this, ayam akhyayika, this particular akhyayika, yatha devanam jayadyabhimanaha. Here you are seeing this abhimana, this ego of devas, and that itself is mithya. That is also mithya. Yatha, just as this abhimana by the gods is also mithya, all the pranis, all the abhimana of all the pranis in the whole world, that is also mithya. So that is how the sentence is constructed. Just as the abhimana of the gods is mithya, the abhimana of all the beings in the world is also mithya. So in order to tell that, they are giving, the Akhyayika is giving the example of the gods here. So that is what it says. Then let us read this mantra. ब्रह्मः देवेभ्यो विजिज्ञे
ब्रह्मः देवेभ्यो विजिज्ञे
तस्यः ब्रह्मणो विजये देवा अमहीयन्त
तस्यः ब्रह्मणः विजये
ब्रह्मणो विजये देवा अमहीयन्त
तस्यः ब्रह्मणो विजये देवा अमहीयन्त
त ऐक्षन्त
त ऐक्षन्त
अस्माकमेवायं विजयो
अस्माकमेवायं विजयो
अस्माकमेवायं महिमेति.
अस्माकमेवायं महिमेति.
Okay, so Brahma ha, whenever this word ha comes, it is to indicate that this is something which is very well known. It is ha, it is aitihyarthe. The commentary says aitihyarthe. Aitihya means something which is commonly told. Itihasa, we know. Iti ihasa. It was like this. That is what it means. Itihasa. The meaning of itihasa is iti ihasa. So this is how it was. So aitihyarthe means brahmaha. Whenever we say ushanha vai. So it seems, it is well known. Not it seems, it is well known that there was one chap called Vajasravasa. So like that. So it is well known that Brahma, he earned victory for the gods. Brahma ha, it is well known that Brahma devebhyaha vijigye. Vijigye means he achieved victory. For whom? Devebhyaha, for the gods. For the gods he achieved victory. Then tasyaha brahmano vijaye. Again it is also known that tasya brahmanaha vijaye. In that victory of Brahman, victory which actually belongs to that Brahman, these people, Devaha, gods, Amahiyanta, they felt great. So in the victory of God, these people, they felt great. They stole somebody else's glory. So it's like that. Then Ta Aikshanta. Ta means they. Ta is they. Aikshanta. Aikshanta means they looked. Ikshana actually means looking. Ta Aikshanta means they viewed it, they considered it, they looked at it. So we have to take it, this Ikshana word in a rather figurative way. They looked at it as what? Asmakamevayam vijayo. This Vijaya, Ayam Vijayaha, this victory, Asmakameva, it is ours. It is ours. Asmakamevayam vijayo. Asmakamevayam mahimeti. Ayam mahima. Asmakameva. This mahima, this mightiness, or this might, this greatness is ours. So that is what they thought. Asmakamevayam vijayo, asmakamevayam mahima iti. The mantra is simple. It's very simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Brahmaha devebhyo vijigye. He achieved victory for the gods. And then in that victory of Brahman, the gods, they took credit. They felt great. And then they looked at it this way. Te ta ikshanta means they looked at it. Te ata ikshanta, they looked at it this way. It is our victory, it is our greatness. So that is what they thought. So let us see the Bhashyam. So from here it is very simple. In fact, the Kenopanishad, actually the first two parts are the difficult parts. The third and fourth, it is something like a Purana. You have to keep on, you can move fast. There is nothing apart from seeing the figurative meaning. There is nothing very serious discussion in this. Okay. Brahma yathokta lakshanam param ha kila devebhyaha arthaya vijigye jayam labdhavat. So here also this Brahma is used in the neuter gender. So that is why he says labdhav. He does not say labdhavan. He says labdhavat. Brahma is neuter gender. Labdhavat. So but then, so all the, we have to understand that it is referring to Ishvara and not to the pure Shuddha Brahma. So Brahma yathokta lakshanam, because at the end again we are having this indication in the very, very last mantra. The very last mantra, that is of Kenopanishad, that is fourth khanda, the last mantra if you see, Yo va etam evam veda apahata papmanaha anante swarge loke jyeye pratitishthati. One who does this, he will go to that ananta swarga loka. The last mantra if you see, Yo va etam evam veda apahata papmanam anante loka anante swarge loke jyeye pratitishthati. So this man, he will be there in that swarga loka and enjoy eternal pleasures. So what is this level of Brahma? This level of Brahma is Saguna Brahma. So we have to see the Prakarana and then we have to explain the meaning. So here, so this Yathokta Lakshanam Brahma, then Kila means it seems. Kila is it seems. Devebhyaha Arthaya, that is for the sake of these gods. Devebhyaha Arthaya, for their benefit. Devebhyaha Arthaya Vijigye, that is Jayam Praptavat, he attained victory. Then Devanam Asuranam cha Sangrame,
Devanam Asuranam cha Sangrame,
Asuran Jitva,
Asuran Jitva,
Jagad Aratin Ishvara Setu Bhetrun,
Jagadaratin Ishvara Setu Bhetrun,
Devebhyaha Jayam
Devebhyaha Jayam,
Tat Phalam Prayachat,
Tat Phalam Prayachat,
Jagatah Sthemne,
Jagatah Sthemne,
Tasyaha Kila,
Tasyaha Kila,
Brahmano Vijaye,
Brahmano Vijaye,
Devaha Agnyadayaha,
Devaha Ajnadayaha,
Amahiyanta,
Amahiyanta,
Mahimanam Praptavantaha.
Mahimanam Praptavantaha,
Praptavantaha. Okay, Devanam Asuranam cha Sangrame. We know that this Devanam Asuranam Sangrama is basically figurative. We should not think that Devas and Asuras are some people who are there somewhere in the sky and then each having some weapons. One fellow is having a better weapon, some fellow is having some inferior weapon, and then they are fighting with each other. We should not think that these Devas and Asuras are people who are there in the sky, because Shankaracharya repeatedly says these Devas and Asuras are our own mental vrittis. What is that? Shastrodbhasita Indriya Vrittayaha Devaha. There is a very wonderful line from Chandogya Upanishad Bhashyam. Devaha Shastrodbhasita Indriya Vrittayaha. That is our own Indriya Vrittis, which are purified, which are exalted, ennobled by the Shastra, by the study and then by the implementation, by the assimilation of this Shastra. They are called the Devas. And Asuraha tad Viparitaha. Asuraha means Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha. That is, those who indulge in sensual pleasures, they are called the Asuras. So they are the people. So on one side you have got our refined vrittis, and on the other side you have got our base instincts. So the battle between the refined instincts and the refined personality and the base instinct personality. So this is called the Devasura Sangrama. And then Shankara, without leaving any doubt, he also says Anudinam Vartamanaha Adhyatmika Sangramaha. This is an internal struggle which is there always. Anudinam Vartamanaha. It is there every time, every day. And Adhyatmika Sangramaha. It is something which is happening in the mind of a person. So this is what is the Devasura Sangrama. Not that some gods are there like we see in films. So gods are more handsome people wearing some nice crowns and all that. These devils are shown with some horns and all that, with a paunch of black people with the paunches and whatnot. So this is a Puranic type of depiction, not a philosophical depiction. So this Devanam Asuranam cha Sangrame, Asuran Jitva, this Asuraha, that is these people who indulge in sensual pleasures only. Then what do? Jagad Aratin. Another description for them is Jagad Aratin. Arati means enemy. Jagad Arati, the enemy of the world. Because these people, they go and snatch everybody's property. They go and snatch everybody's wife. So these are the enemies of the people. Jagad Arati. Jagad Aratin. Asuran. So Asuran, for that word Asuran, the Jagad Aratin is another adjective. Then Ishvara Setu Bhetrun. Ishvara Setu Bhetru is another adjective. That is, these are the people who break the norms which are made by Ishvara. Ishvara Setu. Setu literally means a bridge. Setu literally means a bridge which enables you to cross over to a place. Or it can also mean a boundary. It can mean figuratively it is referring to some norm. It is referring to some certain rules. It is basically dharma. All the rules, ethical principles which have been laid down, certain eternal norms. So these are all the setus. So all these setus, Bhetru. Bhetru means one who breaks. Bhedanam. We know the word Bhedanam. Bhedanam means to break, isn't it? Ishvara Setu Bhetrun. That is, those who break the laws of the Ishvara, laws of the God. Those who break divine laws, let us say. those who break divine laws, divine norms, divine rules, all this dharma, they are the breakers of this dharma and they are the enemies of this world. So these people were defeated, and then Devebhyaha Jayam Tat Phalam Prayachat. And then he gave Jayam, the Jayam means victory, and the fruit of that victory. What is the fruit of that victory? The kingdom of gods. It was given to Prayachat. Prayachat means he gave to them. He gave to them for what? Jagataha sthemne. Sthemna means stability. Jagataha sthemne means, for this stability, for the sake of stability of this world. For the sake of stability of this world, this universal, the Lord of the universe, he gave victory to the good forces and defeated the bad forces. It is only when it is done so, the world will be peaceful. Otherwise, world will not be peaceful. World should continue with some amount of stability. So for that, he defeated the bad people, gave victory to good people. Then tasya kila brahmano vijaye. In that it also seems, or it is also well known that in that victory of Brahmana vijaye, devaha agnyadayaha amahiyanta means mahimanam praptavantaha. They became great. They thought themselves very great people. Then tada atma samsthasya pratyagatmanah ईश्वरस्य सर्वज्ञस्य संयोजयितुः क्रियाफल संयोजयितुः प्राणिनां सर्वशक्तेः जगतः स्थितिं चिकीर्षोः अयं जयः महिमा च इत्यजानन्तः. Okay. Tada, Shankaracharya is commenting, this victory in fact belongs to the Supreme Lord. And what is that Supreme Lord? He is describing that Supreme Lord in so many adjectives. There are so many adjectives in this particular line for that Supreme Lord. What is that? Tada Atma Samsthasya. So Supreme Lord is Atma Samsthaha. All these words are in Shashti Vibhakti, that is possessive case. If we can see the adjective as it is, Atma Samsthaha, that is the indweller, that is one who dwells in this, one who dwells as the self in every person. So the very self, seated in the very self of every being, seated in the very self of every being, not only humans. Atma Samsthasya. Then Pratyagatma is another word. Pratyagatmanaha is Shashti Vibhakti. Pratyagatma, that inner self. Then Ishwarasya. Ishwara means the overlord of the universe. Ishana Silaha. Ishana means lording over, to rule, govern. Then Sarvajnyaha, omniscient. Sarvajnyasya. Then Sarvakriya Phala Sanyojayituhu. Sanyojayita is the word. Sanyojayituhu is Shashti Vibhakti. Sarvakriya Phala Sanyojayita means for all the actions, he is giving the fruit of that action. Sarva Kriya, Kriya means action. Phala, fruit. Sanyojayita, that is, he is the giver. He is the giver of the fruit of every action. Then Praninam Sarva Shaktihi. He is the Shakti. He is the inner strength of every prani. Praninam Sarva Shaktehe. Shaktehe again is Shashti Vibhakti. All these words are in Shashti Vibhakti. Then Jagataha Sthitim Chikirshuhu. That is, one who is interested in the stability of this universe. Jagataha sthitim chikirshuhu. One who desires the stability of this jagat. Chikirshoho is the Shashti Vibhakti for that word. So all these words, if we see the Prathama Vibhakti, we will see the meaning. Chikirshoho, say Sarvashaktehe, all these words are in possessive case. Of such Lord, Ayam Jayaha Mahimacha. So this victory belongs to such God, this greatness belongs to such God, iti ajanantaha. So these people, they did not know that. Ajanantaha, not knowing that, then what did they do? Te devaha aikshanta ikshitavantaha agnyadi swarupa parichanna atmakrutaha अस्माकमेवायं विजयः
अस्माकमेवायं विजयः
अस्माकमेवायं महिमा
अस्माकमेवायं महिमा
अग्निवायु इन्द्रत्वादिलक्षणः इन्द्रत्वादिलक्षणः
अग्निवायु इन्द्रत्वादिलक्षणः
जयफलभूतः
जयफलभूतः
अस्माभिः अनुभूयते
अस्माभिः अनुभूयते
न अस्मत् प्रत्यगात्मभूतेश्वरकृत इति.
न अस्मत् प्रत्यगात्मभूतेश्वरकृतः इति.
Okay. So ते देवाः, this devaha aikshanta ईक्षितवन्तः. That means they looked at it in this manner. They viewed it. They evaluated it in this manner. How? Agnyadi swarupa parichinna atmakrutaha. So this is atmakrutaha means it is done by alone. It is achieved by ourselves. What is that ourself? What is that self? Agnyadi swarupa parichinna. So this thing, this Agni, when you say Agni, what does it mean? That consciousness which is delimited in a particular form, isn't it? It is a very, very delimited form of consciousness. Vayutvam. Vayutvam means that small ability to say show some power on various things. Vayu can come and shake off a tree. Vayu can say blow off some other bigger object. So it is supposed to be a mighty thing. Then Agni similarly it can burn various things. So it is again a parichinna. Agni cannot do several things. Vayu cannot do several things. Then Agnitva, Vayutva, Indratva, all these things are very, very limited forms of that same Supreme Chaitanya, isn't it? That Supreme Chaitanya is something, it is something like an ocean. These things are something like waves. This Agnitva, Vayutva, Indratva, etc., they are something like small, small waves and ripples which come and go. So this Agnyadi Swarupa, this what is the nature of this Agni, etc.? It is a parichinna atmakrutaha. So this limited atma, this is by our own limited self. So they are not aware of their limited self. Then asmakamevayam vijayaha. This vijaya means victory. Asmakameva, it belongs to us. Then asmakamevayam mahima means the greatness. It is our own. Who are they? Agni, Vayu, Indratvadi Lakshanaha. Agnitva, Vayutva, Indratva, Adi Lakshanaha. So it can be defined as Agnitva. Agnitva is again a very, very limited concept. Vayutva is a limited concept. So like that. Then Jaya Phalabhutaha Asmabhihi Anubhuyate. And this fruit of this victory we are enjoying. So that is what they are thinking. This fruit of this Jaya or victory, Asmabhihi Anubhuyate, means it is being enjoyed by us. Asmabhir Anubhuyate is in Karmani Prayoga. We have to take it as, we can even tell it as Karmani Prayoga only. So this victory we are enjoying. Then Na Asmat Pratyagatma Bhuta Ishvara Kutaha. There is nothing like that Ishvara who is a Pratyagatma of us. Na Asmat Pratyagatma Bhuta. That is somebody who is a Pratyagatma, somebody who is an inner self. There is no such thing. And it is our Mahima, it is our greatness. So that is what they thought. Then the next mantra. So these mantras will move fast because there is nothing much to speculate. I mean, there is no philosophical discussion in this. Tad haisham vijagnau
तत्थैषां विजज्ञौ
tebhyoha pradurbabhuva बभूव तन्नव्यजानत किमिदं यक्षमिति. ओके. तद् हैषां विजज्ञौ तेभ्योः प्रादुर्बभूव. तत् मीन्स तत् ब्रह्म. येषां तद् हि येषां तद् हैषां तद् हि येषां विजज्ञौ मीन्स ज्ञातवान्. He came to know. That is, Ishvara is the person who is the preraka for all the indriyas. Everybody's indriyas, our own indriyas, our mind, everything is Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. He is the preraka, he is the controller, he is the motivator of all our sense organs, he is the motivator of our minds. So that is how he knew, the Ishvara knew. And then he, after all, he took pity on them rather. These fellows, these are my own people. And then like these asuras, these people are also developing that, say, this sense of ego. After all, all these devils, they are characterized by sense of ego, say pride. All these are asura qualities. So, but once gods also feel like that, then Ishvara, it is the duty of the Ishvara to intervene and then teach them a lesson and then say, okay, you please don't deviate from your natural behavior, don't get into asura behavior. So the god has to teach them a lesson. So that is what he thought. Yesham means of these people. Yesham behavior, we have to presume. Yesham behavior, of the behavior of these people, Vijagnav. Vijagnav means he knew. Then Tebhyaha means for them, or rather in front of them. Tebhyoha Pradurbabhuva. Pradurbabhuva means he appeared in front of them. This Brahma appeared in front of them. So when we say appeared in front of them, then obviously the Supreme Brahman cannot appear, isn't it? It is only the Maya Vichinnam Chaitanya which can appear. Pradurbabhuva tat na vyajanata kimidam yakshamiti. Tat, that particular entity which appeared in front of them, na vyajanata. This gods, Agni, Vayu, Indra, etc., all these people, they could not understand, they did not know what it was. Tanna vyajanata kimidam yakshamiti. What is this shape? What is this yaksha? Yaksha means highly respectable. Pujaniya. Shankaracharya is going to say Pujaniyaha. Yaksha. Yaksha, we should not think of this Yaksha, Kinnara, Gandharva, etc., the divine musicians which we read in Puranas. This Yaksha, in the original sense of the word, this again is from the same root Yaja. So Yaksha is something which is respectable, Pujaniya. So this particular shape, which is a very mighty, splendorous shape, which appeared in front of them, which impressed even the gods, which impressed even this Agni, Vayu and Indra. So that sort of such a great, brilliant shape, it appeared in front of them. Tadhaisham Vijagnav Tebhyoha Pradurbabhuva. In front of them he appeared. Tanna vyajanata. These gods, they did not know that. Kimidam yakshamiti. What is this particular entity? What is this, say, mighty entity? They did not know. So let us read. Evam mithyabhimane kshanavatam.
Evam mithyabhimane kshamanatam.
Mithyabhimane kshanavatam.
Mithyabhimane kshanavatam.
Not kshanavatam. Mithyabhimana ikshanavatam. Mithyabhimana ikshanam. Ikshanam means look. Ikshana is that perspective, that point of view. Mithyabhimane kshanavatam.
Mithyabhimana ikshanavatām.
Tadha kila.
Tadha kila.
Yesham mithyekshanam vijagnav.
Yesham mithyekshanam vijagnav.
Vijñātavat brahma.
Vijñātavat brahma.
Sarve kshitruhi tat.
Sarve kshitruhi tat.
Sarvabhuta karana prayoktrutvāt.
Sarvabhuta karana prayoktrutvāt.
Okay. Evam, in this manner, mithyabhimane kshanavatam. Mithyabhimane kshanavatam devanam is the full word. Devanam, we have to say borrow that word. This, the mithyabhimana, these gods who were having this mithyabhimana, this false ego, this false pride, mithyabhimana ikshanavatām. Those who are looking at success with that sense of false pride. They were looking at success, they were considering that success with a great sense of false pride. So to such people, tadha kila, that Brahma, it seems, yesham mithyekshanam vijagnav vijñātavat. Yesham mithyekshanam. Mithyekshanam. Yesham means of all these gods, mithyekshanam. This sort of unreal or improper vision, or this sort of false vision, this sort of wrong vision, let us say. Mithyekshanam, this sort of wrong understanding, wrong vision, false vision. The literal meaning is false vision, which means wrong understanding. Wrong understanding, vijagnav vijñātavat brahma. This Brahma, vijñātavat, it came to know. Then, sarve shitruhi tat, because he means because sarve shitru tat, that Ishvara is somebody who is sarve shitru. So he can see everything. Because he knows what ideas are coming in your mind. Sarve shitru, sarvasya itchita, sarve shitru. Then sarvabhuta karana prayoktrutvāt. Why sarvabhuta karana? Karana means indriya. Sarvabhutanam indriyanam prayokta. That is, he is the man who is impelling all the organs of all the sense organs of all the beings. Sarvabhuta means Sarvabhutanam Karananam Prayokta. He is the person who is he is making you, he is enabling you to use your sense organs. Prayoktrutvat. Then Devanam cha
Devanam cha
Mithyajnanam Upalabhya
Mithyajnanam Upalabhya
Maiva Asuravat
Maiva Asuravat
Devaha
Devaha
Mithyabhimanat Parabhaveyuhu iti
Mithyabhimanat Parabhaveyuhu iti
Tad Anukampaya
Tadanukampaya
Devan Mithyabhimanapanodhanena
Devan Mithyabhimanapanodhanena
Anugrunhami iti
Anugrunhami iti
Tebhyaha Devebhyaha
Tebhyaha Devebhyaha
Ha kila
Hakila
Arthaya
Arthaya
Pradurbabhuva
Pradurbhavuva
Babhuva
Pradurbabhuva
Svayogamahatmya Nirmitena
Swayogamahatmya Nirmitena
Atyadbhutena
Atyadbhutena
Vismapaniyena
Vismapaniyena
Rupena
Rupena
Devanam Indriyagocare Pradurbabhuva
Devanam Indriyagocare Pradurbabhuva
Pradurbhutavat.
Pradurbhutavat.
Okay. So, Devanam cha Mithyajnanam Upalabhya. So, having seen, Upalabhya means having seen. Having seen this Mithyajnanam, having seen this false sense of ego, this undeserving sense of ego, whether it is deserving or undeserving, that ego is bad. So, there is no question of deserving ego or undeserving ego. So, this Mithyajnanam Upalabhya, having seen this Mithyajnanam of this, the ego itself is Mithyajnanam. There is no question of deserving ego or false undeserving ego. This the ego itself is Mithyajnanam. That having seen, what did the God, what did he do? Maiva Asuravat Devaha Parabhaveyuhu. Maiva, may them not. Ma eva. Ma means not in that sense. Ma eva Devaha, these gods, let them not. Mithyabhimanat Parabhaveyuhu. Because of this Mithyabhimana, because of this ego, because of this Mithya ego, which is unreal ego, let them not come to grief. Parabhaveyuhu. Parabhava means getting, say, defeated. Parabhava. Jaya Parabhava. Parabhava is defeated. So let them, may these gods not get defeated. So keeping that idea in mind. Maiva Asuravat Parabhaveyuhu. May they, let them not face defeat. Let them not be defeated. So iti, in that manner, tad anukampaya. Tad anukampa means taking say pity on them. Anukampa. Anukampa means pity or compassion. So when somebody who is very, very close to you or your own man commits a mistake, then you will try to correct him. So it is like that. So tad anukampaya Devan Mithyabhimana Apanodhanena Anugrunhami. Let me do a favor to these people. Anugrunhami. Let me do these people a favor. By doing what? This Mithyajnana Apanodhanena. By taking away this sense of ego. This sense of ego has to be eradicated from their mind. Because the sense of ego is the greatest say hurdle in the path of this jnana. In fact, if you recall that Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu, the first line of this Prarthana Shatpadi, there is one shloka, Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu, hey Vishnu, Avinayam Apanaya, my sense of ego, this you please take it away, Avinayam, this Vinaya, I am not having this Vinaya. So these are all qualities which are required, which are the prerequisites, which are the prerequisites for Brahmajnana. Only when the mind is free, then the mind will be in a shape to receive that thing. So like that, Mithyabhimana Apanodhanena. Let me take away, Apanodhanena, by taking away. Apanodhanam means by removing, by taking away. Anugrunhami, I will bless them, I will favor them. Anugrunhami, Anugraha Bhashanam we know. Anugrunhami, let me bless these people, let me say favor these people. Iti tebhyaha devebhyaha kila, and for their sake, devebhyaha kila arthaya means for that purpose, for their sake, pradurbabhuva. So he appeared in front of them. So here Shankaracharya is explaining, he is giving the key, what is the meaning of pradurbabhuva. So how can, we are now talking of Advaita philosophy. So how can the non-dual Brahma appear as something? So he is explaining, स्वयोगमाहात्म्य निर्मितेन अत्यद्भुतेन विस्मापनीयेन रूपेण. So this rupa, vismapaniyena rupena. Vismaya means wonder. Vismapayati means it makes you wonderstruck. Vismapaniyena rupena. Such a wondrous rupa, such a which will strike you with wonder. Vismapaniya rupa. Then atyadbhuta, it is something which is fantastic, which is something which is great, something which is so mighty. Ati adbhuta. We know the word adbhuta also. Adbhuta means something which is great. Then how is it, how has that come into existence? Swayoga mahatmya nirmitena. So this is something which is because of Swayoga mahatmya. So this yoga, we know this word yoga. In the 10th adhyaya also, 10th and 11th adhyaya of Gita, we saw that thing. Tava vibhutim cha yogam cha. Vibhuti and yoga. So he was explaining there. That is the Maya, this Maya Shakti which is there in that God, in that Supreme Brahman, with the help of that Maya Shakti. So he became, he took a shape and then he appeared in front of them. This Swayoga Mahatmya Nirmitana means this Nirguna Brahma which is appearing as a Saguna Brahma. Here we are seeing that Nirguna Brahma appearing as Saguna Brahma, which means how is it possible? Because of that Maya Vachana. With the power, with the Yoga Maya, with the power of that Yoga Maya, he appeared in front, that Brahma appeared in front of these people. Devanam Indriya Gochare. Devanam Indriya Gochare means within eyesight. Indriya Gochara. That means which Indriyanam Gochara. That is, he was there in their eyesight. Indriya means sense organ. Indriya Gochara means which can be perceived by the Indriyas. So Indriya Gochara within eyesight, or rather in front of them. Pradurbabhuva Pradurbhutavat. Then Tat Pradurbhutam Brahma
Tat Pradurbhutam Brahma
Navyajanata Naiva Vijnatavantaha Devaha
Naiva Vijnatavantaha Devaha
Kimidam Yaksham
Kimidam Yaksham
Pujyam Mahadbhutamiti.
Pujyam Mahadbhutamiti.
So Tat Pradurbhutam Brahma. That particular Brahma which appeared in front of them. Tat Pradurbhutam Brahma. That mighty being which appeared in front of them. Navyajanata. That is Naiva Vijanantaha. They did not, these gods, they could not know, they could not understand. Kimidam Yaksham. What is this mighty, what is this being? What is this splendorous, wondrous form? Then Kimidam Yaksham Pujyam Mahadbhutam. Pujyam, Pujaniyam. Something which is, you feel like worshipping it. You feel like prostrating before it. So that sort of Rupam. Mahadbhutam, this mighty entity. What is this great entity? Bhutam, being. What is this mighty being? Then they just wanted to investigate. The gods, after all, they can't keep quiet. They have to investigate as to what exactly is the, fact. So, te agnimabruvan jata vedayetad vijanihi kimidam yakshamiti tatheti. Okay. Te agnim abruvan jata vedayetad vijanihi kimidam yakshamiti. So te agnim abruvan. Te means gods. Te means they. Agnim abruvan. They means who are they? Gods. All the gods. They, not only three characters who are there. After all, the gods and all their demigods and all those people must have been there. So this is a story where you have to visualize all that thing. So te agnim abruvan. They told Agni. Hey Jataveda. So this Agni is Jataveda is another name for Agni. Jataveda, you must have heard that name. Jataveda se sunavama somamarati yato nidahati vedaha. So that these are all mantras which are there in this Taittiriya Aranyaka. Jataveda, there Vidyaranya Bhashyam is Vedamsi Vedanani Jnanani. Jataveda, for the word Jataveda. Jataveda in our Vedic literature is a very mighty god. That is Veda. Veda comes from the root Vid. Vid means to know. So Vedamsi Vedanani. Vedana means Jnanani. Tani Jatani Yasmat Agnehe. So all these Vedanani athava Jnanani Agnehe Jatani. This Jnana which is a product of this Agni. Jnanam is a product of this Agni. All this Jnanam has emerged from this Agni. So that is one mantra which say praises Agni in that manner. So Jata Veda means somebody who knows everything, somebody from whom Jnanam has emerged. If you want to write down, you can note down also. This I noted from this, what is this Vidyaranya Bhashyam. Vedamsi
Yes.
Vedanani Jnanani Jatani Yasmad Agnehe. Jatani Yasmad Agnehe Sa Jata Vedaha. Jata Veda is the person from whom all this Vedamsi, Vedanani, that is all Jnanam has come out of him. So he is the origin of all Jnanam, let us say. So they are addressing him with that great word. Hey Jata Veda, Etad Vijanihi. You go and find out. Etad Vijanihi. Vijanihi means you know, you find out. Kimidam Yakshamiti. What is this Yaksham? What is this mighty being? You go and find out. Tatheti. He said Tatha. Okay. He said Tatheti. So all these dialogues, 3 dialogues are there in this. Te Agni Babruvan. They told Agni like this. Jata Veda, Etad Vijanihi, Kimidam Yakshamiti. Oh Jata Veda, you go and find out what it is. Then he said Tatheti. Okay, yes, I will go. Then Te Tad Ajanantaha Devaha
तद अजानन्तः देवाः
Santarbhayaha
सान्तर्भयाः
Tad Vijignyasavaha Tad Vijignyasavaha
तद्विजिज्ञासवः
Agnim Agragaminam Jatavedasam
अग्निम् अग्रगामिनं जातवेदसं
Sarvagnya Kalpam
सर्वज्ञकल्पम्
Abruvan Uktavantaha
अब्रुवन् उक्तवन्तः
He Jatavedaha
हे जातवेदः
Etad Asmad Gocharastham
एतद् अस्मद्गोचरस्थं
Yaksham Vijanihi
यक्षं विजानीहि
Visheshato Buddhyasva
विशेषतो बुद्ध्यस्व
Tvam Naha Tejasvi
त्वं नः तेजस्वी
Kim Etad Yakshamiti.
किमेतत् यक्षमिति.
Okay. Te tad ajanantaha devaha. Devaha, these gods, tad ajanantaha, not knowing what that particular form was. Then, not only that, santarbhayaha, inside they were terrified. Sa antarbhayaha. Bhaya is fear. Santarbhayaha means inside they were afraid. They were afraid inside. And tad vijignyasavaha, they wanted to know what it was. Then they perhaps thought that also could be some work of the demons. So even that they could have thought like that. So they wanted to know what it was. Vijignyasavaha, that means desirous of knowing what it was. Jignasu, Jignasa is desire to know. Vijignasavaha means those who are desirous of knowing what it was. Then Agnim Abruvan. Agni. Another meaning for Agni is Agragami. Agni means he moves fast, he moves ahead. In fact, Agni, if you see the hierarchy of gods, Agni is said to be the Purohit among gods. Agni Mile Purohitam, they says. That the very first mantra there, it says Agni Mile Purohitam. Agnim Ide Puro. Ide means I worship. Purohitam. Purohitaha. Agni is supposed to be the Purohita for God. Purohita means one who is kept in front. Puraha means in front. Hita means who is kept. In fact, there are 2 meanings for this Purohita. This Hita comes from the root Dha. Dadhater Hihi. There is a Panini Sutra which says Dadhater Hihi. That is he. Hita means something which is placed in front. Puraha Hitaha is Purohita. That is for everything. There is somebody who is keeping in front of you. Suppose you need some protection. You keep some Pailwan in front of you. So something like that. Or if it's some sort of intellectual battle, you keep an intellectual in front. So Agni is something like that. Agni is somebody who knows. He is the man who symbolizes knowledge also. So it's as we saw from this root, from this word Jataveda. And then Agni, whenever say these gods, they go to fight with the demons. Agni is their Purohita. Agni leads them from front. So that is how our concept of Purohit also has come. In fact, the kings, when they used to go for battle, the Purohits they used to lead. In olden days, the Purohit, he was there in the battlefield, and then he was the man who was supposed to tell them this good omens, bad omens, and then how they have to fight, and you use this astra, you use this particular weapon, etc., etc. So because these people were also trained in war, these Purohits like this Dronacharya, Krupacharya, etc., they were also trained in war. So like that, this Purohita, that means Agragami. He is the man who moves ahead. He is the man who goes in front. For everything, he is the man who goes in front. Agragami. Agra means the first one. Agragaminam Jatavedasam. The meaning of Jatavedasa is Sarvagnya Kalpam. He is a,
Second meaning of
second meaning is Purasya Hitam. For Pura means a village or town. Hitam means welfare. Somebody who looks after the welfare of the town, looks after the welfare of the people. This is a more common meaning which has now come. But the original meaning of Purohita means Agre Sthapitaha, one who is kept in front. Puraha Hitaha means Agre Sthapitaha, one who is kept in front. He is called the Purohita. Then Purasya Hitam Apekshate iti Purohitaha. That is the second meaning. So that way. Then Agragaminam Jatavedasam Sarvagnya Kalpam. This Sarvagnya Kalpa, that is, he is almost like a Sarvagnya. Shankaracharya uses the word Sarvagnya Kalpa. Kalpa means almost like Sarvagnya. Sarvagnya Kalpaha. He is not straight away using the word Sarvagnya, because Sarvagnya is reserved only for Ishvara. Sarvagnya Kalpa, he is like that. Then Abruvan Uktavantaha. This they told like that. He Jatavedaha, O Jataveda. Then Etad Asmad Gocharastham Yaksham. So this Yaksha which is right now in front of us, which is now being seen by us, noticed by all of us, Vijanihi. You please try, investigate. Not only Janihi, but Vijanihi. Visheshataha Janihi. That is, go and find out more details. We are of course seeing some shape, but we do not know whether it is a friendly thing or an inimical thing. So you go and find out whether it is friend or foe. Then Visheshata Buddhyasva, what is its nature? Buddhyasva means you learn, you go and find out. Buddhyasva, Buddha, Bodha, Buddha Dhatu we know, that is to know. Tvam Naha Tejasvi, you are the Tejasvi, you are the brightest fellow among us. Tvam means you, Naha Tejasvi, you are the brightest among us. Naha means among us, Tejasvi, you are the brightest. So go and find out Kim Etad Yakshamiti. What is this Yaksham? What is this mighty being? You go and find out. Then Tadabhyadravat Tam Abhyavadat Kositi Agnirva Hamasmitya Jataveda Hamasmiti Ahamasmiti Agnirva Asmitya Bravit Jataveda Ahamasmiti. Okay. Tad Abhyadravat. So that particular mighty form, that towards that mighty form, Abhyadravat, this Agnihi, Abhyadravat, he actually rushed. Actually, the literal meaning of Abhyadravat means he ran. Because the gods also might have thought that could be an inimical, that could be a hostile force also, something which has been set up by the demons. So Tam Abhyadravat, he ran towards it. Abhyadravat, he rushed, he approached it. Not merely approached, he rushed, he ran towards that. Abhyadravat. But then he could not speak. He was so awestruck that he could not speak. Then Tam Abhyavadat. So then to that person, this Yaksha, this particular shape, asked this Agni, who are you? Kosi iti. Tam Abhyadravatu. Kosi. Tam Abhyavadatu. Kosi iti. Who are you? Kaha asi. Who are you? Kosi means Kaha asi. Who are you? Who are you? Then he said, Agnirva Hamasmi. I am Agnirvai. I am so famous. Agnirvai. Then he picked up some courage and then he said, why we know Ushanha why. Why again means Prasiddhi Dyotanarthakam. It is well known. It is known to everybody. So Agnirva Hamasmi. Yes, I am Agni. You must be knowing. Don't you know that? So that is the mood. That is the mood of that particular word. Va. Va means why. So, not English why. Sanskritam why. Why means it is well known. Agnirva Hamasmi. So it is so well known that I am Agni. Agnirva Hamasmitya Bravit. Then he is giving one more description of his. Jataveda va Hamasmiti. I am also called Jataveda. I am supposed to be the knower of everything. वा जातवेदो वा अहमस्मि इति. So now we'll continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.